Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Rule the Waves, our Succession series with the Historical Gamer, XTRG, and myself, Tortuga Power. So we have gotten ourselves all the way up to episode number 33, I think this is. We're digging in deep. Let's try to speed along. We only got not even quite a year in the last one, and we know the peacetime is not supposed to take up much time. War ends up being the majority of the episodes. Yeah, when you design ships, that can take a little while, but people pointed out, thankfully, I have people who are observant, that I did not upgrade the 6-inch guns on these turrets, so we'll have to go back and do that, unfortunately. And it's a very bad, in fact, I don't think we ever will. No, probably not, because when you take down the turret number, I think it counts as like changing the size, they're completely rebuilt. Then, obviously, to go to a different quality of the same caliber, you have to rebuild them again. It would be really expensive. I don't think it's necessary for the 6-inch guns. That's just to ward off the other ships anyway. And I doubt the devastation would be alone. So she'll rely on the other 6-inch guns. I moved one ship I left this one on foreign stations, and it wound up in Northeast Asia, where we have absolutely nothing of interest. So I'm moving that one back out. And we're going to get her to go down to the Indian Ocean, where I think that's the smallest. I've taken everyone off foreign station, and that's the place where we are weakest. Actually, I should just make sure, first of all, that we have all our Cosmows back. Yeah, one in West Africa. These are 8,000. Can we afford to leave West Africa then? Okay, just barely. So this one eventually is going to end. Let's just get her to move to West Africa directly then. And we can start moving this Cosmo out immediately. And we might as well, because we'll still be satisfying the foreign tonnage. But we'll get this other Lavoisier down to West Africa. Actually, you know what? I am going to just move it to the Indian Ocean, because it'll be a buffer. That means all of our places will have will be satisfying the requirement. But we'll only be one tick away from both of the other sea zones. If we're in the Indian Ocean, we can react to any shortage that suddenly occurs. So, that's good to me. Looks good to me. And we have all of our new destroyer class, all of our new arquebus destroyer class ships being built. A disarmament conference. Oh, this is awesome. We can live with the reductions in disarmament as long as it applies fairly and proportional to all nations. Ha ha! 8-inch guns. Oh, God. It's only going to last 4 years, so it won't even go to XTRGs. But here we go. A naval arms limitation treaty has been agreed upon by all the major nations. No ships of more than 12,000 tons displacement may be built, and main caliber guns are restricted to the maximum caliber of 8 inches. The treaty will be enforced, I guess, for 4 years. That is awesome. Note, I made a very conscious decision here. I didn't check the almanac, but I already know that we have no ships under construction that will be scrapped by this. Germany has scrapped the following ships to comply with their treaty: a heavy cruiser, the Blücher, the Wittelsbach, the Schwaben dreadnoughts, the battlecruisers Hansa, and the dreadnought Schlesien. Schlesien, huh? It's a mathematical term. Austria-Hungary has scrapped the one battlecruiser. Great Britain has scrapped 2 dreadnoughts, 2 battlecruisers. Italy has scrapped, their entire navy, since they don't have any ships left. Japan has scrapped, 2 battlecruisers and a dreadnought as well. USA has scrapped, battlecruiser, and 4 dreadnoughts. 2 battlecruisers, 4 dreadnoughts. And what has the Navy of France? They've scrapped nothing. Devious, very devious. So if we go to war, this treaty is nullified. It's revoked. Nobody follows the treaty as soon as you go to your first war. So I did this because I knew we don't have any ships under design right now. Unfortunately, one of the downsides with playing as France is we are a liberal democracy, and with Great Britain and the United States, we will observe these treaties to the penny. So if they say 12,000 ton limit, a lot of the other nations, Germany, Austria, Hungary, everyone who I didn't mention before, the other three, basically, can violate these treaties. Well, I guess the other four. Italy, can they? Yeah, they can. Of course they can. Yeah, it makes sense. The other four can violate the treaty by 10%. So they'll be able to get 13,200 ton ships out. And, 10% is a significant number. So it's to our detriment in that respect, but all those ships that were scrapped, that means any month, if you had a ship which was only 1 month from being completed, you essentially sank all that money for nothing. And this should give us a huge leg up. It may not be something which we really feel in my term, but it should help XTRG immensely. And part of the reason why I did this as well is because I knew we were doing so well on in terms of dreadnoughts. Yeah, I know that I was talking about getting a battlecruiser and all that, blah, 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 but it's fine. Unfortunately, it looks like our budget has been, severely cut because of this. I'm going to have to go back and look at this. This doesn't seem right. I didn't build any new ships. We were positive, and now suddenly we're negative. It was like a 5 million per month swing. That doesn't make sense. That is an enormous cut. That's 60 million to the budget if it's true. But I suppose that under such a treaty, you would suffer those kind of severe cutbacks. Nonetheless, I'm very happy with it. I don't care. I mean, we can live with all the poor consequences of it because we are I think that we can say we're the best navy in the sea, on the seas right now. And actually, this allows me to employ one of my favorite tricks, which is the strategic dreadnought. So we'll be able to make a strategic dreadnought. I guess I might as well spoil it right away. Let's see what would the computer build? It won't even allow itself. Excuse me, it won't even allow itself to be called a dreadnought, which is pretty funny. So what do you do in times like this? What do you do when all these things are scrapped? Well, if you're the AI, you'll probably still build some dreadnoughts or some battle cruisers. The fact that it's told us that with 8-inch guns we aren't even allowed to get anything means that what we're going to do is just focus on building a really good light cruiser. Now, I know we just built one, right? We just got this Lalande, and it's a decent one. But now we can pour all our efforts into a good light cruiser. Or maybe we should just stack up a lot of these and make this like the pride of the French fleet. Lots of different ways you can go, but I feel like for min-max purposes, it's better to avoid doing any dreadnoughts or any battlecruisers that you try to squeeze in. Like normally the limitation is 12 inches. I've never seen 8 inches, and that is incredibly low. Absurd, really. It's just absolutely absurd. I mean, you have a full half the range of the guns. More than half the range of the guns is gone. It just doesn't make sense. So, I mean, well, who cares? We could alternatively it'd be interesting to design, I'm sorry, my mind is just going crazy with all the possibilities, but we could also design, let's get this guy to active fleet. Is there any reason why this person should be on reserve fleet? It's a decent enough ship, in my opinion. 12, 14-inch guns. Yeah, what quality are they? I guess that should determine whether or not we actually... Yeah, alright, back to reserve fleet you go. I'd almost mothball you. We could repair... yeah, actually, that's another good point. We should retrofit every ship we have, which are going to be top of the line already, to make them absolutely the best. So we will be doing that retrofit on the Devastation because now we are not going to need the money to spend on other dreadnoughts. Okay, the Abbé Toulouse. We always have Killer B asking how his ship is doing. There she is, back from reconstruction. Make the agent a national hero. Increased oblique penetration. I guess that's AP or... Yeah, we should... Okay, let's reorient. I didn't change my research last time. I just talked about how I was going to drop this to low. But let's find out what else we should be doing. It looks like our fire control is really good. And the fact that we're on improved director, there's only one more that remains, which is advanced director. However, 1925 is the official end of the game. This when the game is supposed to end. So we're going to be. You can push it all the way up until 1950, I think. But the wheels start coming off the cart when you get a little bit too late because the technology isn't being researched anymore, etc. So we might even be able to hand the research budget to XTRG down at like 5% or something. Because eventually you do hit the end development technology for these different tiers. Different categories. I don't think that's the case quite yet, though. So let's see. Where should we focus our efforts? I always like ship design on high. We might as well be... Okay, let's almost think about it in the reverse manner. What shouldn't be on high? Submarines should not be on high. ASW should not be on high. Explosive shells should be on medium. I agree with that. Fleet tactics low. Naval guns low. I agree. Fire control on medium. Let me think. Where do we eke out? I think this is okay. Basically, we only have 2 tiers. we have a few on medium, a few on low, but it's really the things I want and the things I don't care as much about, especially the ones on low. Okay, that's fine. We'll just leave that. Intelligence high on everyone? No, we're going to turn Intel down on the Italians because 1, I don't think they have much technology that we'd want, and 2, I don't want to increase tensions with them. So anybody else is okay, especially if there was an extra high option with the British. That's what I would choose. Prime Minister floats the idea of a shooting competition for all ships in the Navy. He believes this will increase morale and combat readiness. We will do this, of course. It's an excellent idea. It'll increase maintenance, but whatever. And Tortuga Power wins the shooting competition. No surprise there. And good, we have better machinery. Always important. AP projectiles, very good. This is the oblique penetration. And quality 1, 11-inch guns, totally irrelevant. Even though we have low research priority on that. It's not that I mind that we get advances, but counterintelligence believes Germany has stolen stuff from us. Well, we'll send them a very aggressively worded note. Let's see. I wish there was a way for you to stop your reconstruction of an upgrade. Scrapping the ship, from past experience, I believe that scrapping a ship does not accomplish what you'd think. It accomplishes exactly what it says. It scraps the ship. But there's no way to scrap the revision. And to some degree that makes sense. But if you just started the revisions like the first month, you might be able to undo it. Okay, then what else do I want? I have a little bit of money back. Let's just wait. Let's sit for a little while and let me think about what the next best option is. By the way, how's our training? Good. Still gunnery and night fighting. I think we should change this to gunnery and torpedo warfare now. Night fighting is just not going to be quite as important. Yeah, we'll go for the win. I don't want to fight them, but I'll take the tension. Okay, some kind of... Oh yeah, we already know that the Austro-Hungarians are using a very similar design to my own. Okay, very good. Weight savings on hull. Although this is weird, it's a research breakthrough in ship design. I thought that hull construction was where that would come. That was shown. Okay, well you're gonna go back under the knife. I'm sorry. Stronger navy. You can either get budget and tension up or prestige. Okay, well why not? Prestige is not really something important. Aha! Importantly, we have the tensions with Britain beginning to increase. Okay, so let's go over to Devastation. Open you up for rebuild. Let's see how expensive this is. Doing nothing is 2,300. You know what? That's not bad at all. That's incredibly cheap. Well, absolutely do that. Yeah, no questions asked. Okay, perfect. So yeah, definitely. I have to just eat pie for my original words. That is absolutely wrong what I said. Okay, we have the Duquesne. Ah, yes. I didn't really get a chance to talk about how my ships performed. So, from my experience, Devastation has performed exceptionally well. And people talk about the low armor, and I'm not going to dispute that. It is low armor. However, do you see how she performs? She performs very well. In my opinion, this game waits, and maybe just because real life waits, the glass cannon approach too much, or I don't know. Remember, when we talk about Jutland, the British had this turret defect which caused a lot of their ships to be destroyed. So it's hard to talk about which is the better approach, because naively you might say the German style of better armor was superior, but one, I think the German armor, even per inch, was superior. I think that their construction methods were better. And on top of that, they didn't have this turret flaw. So, there's two factors to go into it. You know, like on an inch by inch basis, like if a single nation, either Britain or Germany, had two options between glass cannon or tanky but less armament, I don't know which one's better. I think that in this game at least, it's better to do the armament. That's been my experience, and we've seen that this Devastation, 9.5-inch belt, and she's a ship of the line, one of our best ships of the line in the last, I guess in the war against Austria-Hungary, and even when it still mattered early on the Second Franco-Italian War, she was really what was carrying us. So the belt armor, I would say the duck armor should be increased, but I don't see the massive advantage of high belt armor. Not only that, but also things should begin to become more and more ranged, which means less belt penetration, more deck penetration. So that's why I think the deck is a bit low. The only things you should worry about for armor, the side armor, is just make sure your turrets don't blow up, because that kills the whole ship. That would be very bad. And again, conning tower is both the top and the side, so you'll want to make sure you protect that. And in my opinion, again, the conning tower is just worthwhile to increase a lot, because it's a very small amount of weight increase to get a lot of armor. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is the Duquesne, who has also been a fantastic, look at this, 9-inch belt. But she's, remember, she went 1 versus 3 Austro-Hungarian battlecruisers. 1 versus 3, and she came out ahead. Okay, I don't know if she actually came out ahead. Let me stop and think. I don't remember, but the fact that she went 1 on 3, and I think if she didn't kill one of the other battlecruisers, she at least gave as much as she got. I think this is a great design. I'm not trying to toot my own horn intentionally. I'm just saying that if we look back on these designs, I would consider them successful. If anybody else had designed this, I would consider it successful. So let's go ahead and give the Duquesne a proper rebuilding. And especially because we don't have the option to build a new battlecruiser, remember the Naval Disarmament Treaty, we might as well just do to the nines, right? Whatever they say. Just retrofit everything. Let's change everything. Rebuild cost is no concern for us. Let's put the 5-inch guns appropriate here. Let's put them in turrets. Improved director. Okay, so we have the better 15-inch guns. Yes, she's going to get quite a treatment. The ship is going to be improved immensely overnight. Now, what we can do with this extra weight is improve the one thing we can do, because we already built these main guns. We're already at the 68,000 because the turrets are being replaced. So what we can do is waste a little bit of that extra space on better turrets. Look at that. Look at that. 12-inch. We got up to 12 inches, which is good, because that's the main vulnerability, I think, with the battlecruisers from being attacked from the sides. That's the one thing I really like to protect, is to those turrets. So we're in a good shape here. I think that this is exactly... Okay, people probably would be asking me to get the speed higher. I could do that only if I do this. Or can I have my cake and eat it too? Yes. If I'm willing to go to 95. Unfortunately, I think battlecruisers end up chasing longer and probably need more ammo. What if... Okay, we're at 72,000. Does it really change anything if we decrease stuff at this point? No, not at all. Not at all. So if we go down to 8 guns per side, that's not bad. Battle cruisers probably need more guns. I think more... No. 5 minutes. I think I'm going to do this so we can have our cake and really eat it too. I'm exchanging the ammo. Basically, I'm changing our firepower from the secondaries into the primaries. The main guns. Because these guns, these 15-inch guns, we only need the 5-inch guns to shoot at destroyers. That's the only place where the 5-inch guns are going to do better than our 15-inch guns. But sure, well, why not just increase our ammo and let the 15-inch guns go after the light cruisers? Why not? I'm okay with that. Okay, so nothing else here. We got 27 out of it. I know that that's not much, but it's something. It definitely means it's faster than a lot of the other battle cruisers out there, and all the dreadnoughts, of course. So we'll save this. Ah, good. Thank you for reminding me. I'm always forgetting something. I wish it would tell you when you don't have the highest quality available. I don't think that message is given. But there she is. We'll take the Duquesne 1925. I only wish we could build another one. But very good. So quite expensive. Actually, even though that's, good God, $7 million a month. Maybe one of the highest ship costs I've ever seen. 7.2 million. Incredible. For 10 months, but we're still more or less even on the budget. So it wasn't even a big impact. Yeah, so this will be a lot of retrofitting. I have a feeling. Okay, very good. So next turn. Okay, they're not quite high enough that we need to care about avoiding tension with them. And look at this, 2 million. My goodness. All right, well, we have 2 in the Mediterranean and 1 in Northern Europe, so we really don't know how to orient our ships quite yet. You know what? Maybe we should get this Napoli better. This 1921 that historical game we're talking about wasn't his retrofit. I think it was the Italian one. Since they have really terrible guns, and again, this is exactly what we're here for. Oh, we have quality 1 14-inch guns? What the? No, this is not right. It's thinking that we're... Wait, can I get away with this? Is it going to let me? What? Do we have quality 1 14-inch guns? Now I don't know. Maybe we do. Okay, well, let's just make a lot of changes. Let's make this thing actually useful. I don't see its use at all right now. Okay, we'll put this up to 5-inch guns. I think that's only natural. Maybe... Okay, we've already had to rebuild these. Does it mean we can decrease this? Yeah, actually. We might do this. The best, like, per weight, the most expensive is the forward superimposed. And it was very nice. Somebody explained this to me. Just in the ships of this era, the bow often was... I think it was Ram JB, who's another great content creator. Go check him out if you have never heard of him. He did a lot of like Silent Hunter stuff, but the forward superimposed turrets actually had to be higher because the rear turrets were actually usually sat lower than the front turrets. So it just that's where the extra weight came from. That was very cool to see that explained. Anyway, what's our situation? We need to... Oh, yeah. Well, I can tell you this ship is going to be a lot better in a second. What about this? Okay, now we don't get rid of this. I mean... What's to stop us from just putting the 15-inch guns on? Well, okay, weight size. 38 million. If we don't do it, 42. Yeah, it doesn't cost... We can just... If we're going to replace the turrets at all, we can replace them with any size we want. Okay. Well, if this is a way of really kind of cheating. We're really cheating the treaty system by putting better guns on a ship. You know, I wonder... Oh, this is devious. I wonder if we can build an 8-inch gun dreadnought. No, that's impossible. And then, like, retrofit it to have higher guns. Is this going to violate the treaty? I feel like it'll violate the treaty. Yes, exactly. Wait. Ah, yes. Okay, good. So we can only do it to this, but wait. Damn it. Okay, let's see if I can still get this back. All right, let's scrap the whole thing. I knew it was a bug. I knew that we didn't have, or I'm still pretty sure we don't have quality 1 14-inch. No, but let's see if we can somehow finagle that out of the game. Let's play this silly game. Okay. Local. Let's just pretend like everything's normal. Nothing to see here. Carry on. The reason why I put the secondaries down so low is I just don't find them. It's very important to have secondaries. I don't care if they get shot off. The weight savings is much more worth it, in my opinion, for almost any other purpose. It's such a low priority to armor my secondary guns. Although I have to say I have seen at least one AI ship I have sunk because a flash fire exploded their secondary guns and killed their whole ship. That would be a terrible way to go. Losing just from your secondaries. So, I didn't add. I should add torpedoes. Okay. Why not? Now, are you going to complain? No. So it will let us rebuild this, which is so weird. Okay, we replaced machinery, and I don't know, it didn't really do anything. I guess we can get this up to 3.5. Yeah, I do want that up to 3.5. We can get up to 4 even. 11.5. Pushing it. Yeah, that'll work. I always prefer turrets higher than the belt. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Wish I could do the conning tower. So how are we doing here? It's looking pretty good. Short range, which is unfortunate. Oh my god, switch over to oil for the love of all that is good in the world. Jeez. I kind of wish we could get the turret top up to 4. Oh my god, that was so easy. Like nothing. Okay, now, is it better to do this? Whoa, we can just swing it. Lots of retrofits. I don't want the weight remaining to just be 1. I want to leave room for advanced directors, so we're going to remove the 2 additional torpedo mounts we got. That's not a big deal. They're light, which is why I usually tack them on, but this is enough weight that we'll be able to get to advanced director when that comes up. 9 5-inch guns per side, I think that's just fine. 14-inch guns, I love it. And, we got something decent out of this. Can't change the range, which I'm still a little disappointed by, but everything else I like. Yeah, can't do that. Okay, save. Secondary and short range. Okay, well, we can't do anything about this short range, but another good ship. So we've made something out of nothing. And now from this, we can see it was immense. Even just having that one extra dreadnought that we can make something good out of. Getting it from the Second Franco-Italian War. That's really important. Wow, this has been a lot of redesigns, but a lot of fun ones. Okay, so what do we have left? Still doing well in the budget. Guess let's just advance. Improved counterflooding. I'm going to say no. Although USA is not a threat. But they could be. That would be a nice endgame. Would be maybe XGRG, considering he's British, can go to war with the US. Stir up the masses. It's 4 million. It's really not that much. Let's do it though. Ah, look at this. Finally we have superimposed light cruisers. Damn. 18-inch guns on the British. Oh my gosh. Oops, sorry about that. Bumped it, but here we are back. So another thing we could consider doing, I was kind of thinking about it when I've got my recording back on. What can we do to this Turville? It's about time to retrofit her. I mean, nearly exactly time. What can we do with her? So one thing I want to point out, and hopefully I can even point this out to XGRG himself. If you increase the guns, it's less than a double weight increase. So having this midship turret is, well, I mean, you would just use the the firing arcs, you can see that obviously it's better to have a rear turret than a middle turret. So when you put the one there, you made 2 separate turrets, which is more expensive, and at the same time limited your firing path. So I really appreciate the fact that he's experimenting, and it's really easy to be a backseat designer and be like, yeah, okay. Like, even to me, I really appreciate it because, yes, I missed the fact that I forgot to add the quality 1 secondary guns and whatever. But it's difficult when you're recording to catch all these different things. But this, I would say, was just purely a mistake. Putting a middle turret instead of having the doubles is just a mistake in my opinion. Now, is it going to let us do this because of... You may remove turrets but not add turrets or change the number of guns and turrets with the same caliber. Balls. That was what I was hoping, actually. So, I don't understand exactly what they're saying, though. Let's read this very carefully. You may remove turrets, but not add turrets, or change the number of guns in turrets with the same caliber. Yeah, well, I wish we could get rid of the narrow belt. In my opinion, narrow belt is... I mean, despite the fact that I talk about belt being less and less important as the game goes on, coverage of it is still important. Because it just means that they can... A destroyer, without belt extended, a destroyer can penetrate very critical parts of your ship, which is not good. So it looks like it's just... This error is the turret. It is also seriously overweight, but that's what we would expect by just adding a turret, not compensating. I wonder if it's maybe even better just to delete the middle turret anyway. Yes, I think so. We're going to make this just a gunboat for killing anything but killing anything but other battlecruisers and dreadnoughts. We're going to delete this turret still. In its place, we're going to add more guns. More 6-inch guns, and yes, of course, we can get these up to caliber. Yeah, this is basically going to be a high-powered heavy cruiser. Good God, we can get... oh my gosh. 12 6-inch guns per side. With director secondary help. Wow, that's great. Just from removing that one gun. And I don't think it's really going to change the combat effectiveness... the combat effectiveness of this ship too much. So, I'm pretty happy about that. Might as well replace this machinery, go with this. Let's go to normal, and still maybe eke out... Eek! Well, yeah. We have other priorities. Forget that. My God, we have other priorities. Wow. I mean, that's just embarrassingly low. We don't want this thing to just sink instantly. And nothing for the secondaries? Oh my gosh. Well, that was the whole point of this ship, right? It was only 15,000 tons. Alright, but I think we should make some changes here. Can we get to 2? Oh my god. Everything I wanted to do now is just impossible. Okay, let's take down the turret armor to 7. Ay, ay, ay. If you don't have 2, you might as well have 0, because then even splinters, just explosions, normal explosions that aren't direct hits to your turrets, can still knock them out, which is not good. Okay, let's go back to speed. I guess that's just going to be an important little part of this ship. And instead of doing this, let's do... Yeah, this is not going to engage at range because it doesn't have the range to do so. So turret top is not as important as it normally would be. But it does mean turret is still important. So now we'll just try to get as many as we can. Okay, 8 per side. I still feel way more comfortable with 8 guns per side. You might say, and you probably are correct, that taking the secondaries down to 0 and getting the, let's see, 4 extra guns per side, 8 extra guns total, is acceptable because it's very unlikely that they're going to be able to kill 4 guns. And in fact, they have to kill more than 4 guns in the time that no guns would be killed if it has armor, in order to make up for the fact that before those 4 guns were killed, 4 extra guns were firing per volley. So there's probably, if you min-max it here, I bet it's actually better to take off the secondaries entirely. But I'm not going to do that. Probably get 115. That's still a bit low. 123. This is good. Well, let's just say good enough. And getting these guys changed to coal, from coal to oil, I should say, is extremely important, believe it or not. It really helps them in terms of dealing with the wind. The wind is not as big of a disadvantage. And more importantly, when they're running at high speeds for long times, the coal burning doesn't foul the grates. You know, you don't have this slowdown because you can't clean the ventilation and all that quickly enough. So do increased elevation now that I've caught that. And what else is left? Narrow belt, short range, neither things which we can change. So that means it's time to... okay, yeah. It's time to call this one to a close. And in fact, it's really time to call this episode to a close, I think. We'll get to redesigning the Richelieu next time, which is going to be another... get this one up to... I think we're up normal 16. We are. But we got to save something for next time, so... Thanks for watching this episode. Really exciting. I'm really happy that we're able to spend this time just making the most elite of the elite ships while we're under this naval disarmament treaty. It's just really deceptive how... I'm not sure if it's obvious to you guys, but I think it's a huge advantage to a player who has the intelligence to do this versus an AI who's probably not. So we're probably getting light years ahead of the opposition. And it means that, by the way... There's a freeze on the battle cruisers and the dreadnoughts, so nobody can catch up to us in the meantime. Our dreadnought's the best in the business, and nobody can close the gap. So that's really nice. But that's going to do it for this episode, so thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys back soon, and until then, take care.